Just prior to the Feast of Trumpets, I told you that the rapture would not happen during the Feast of Trumpets. You had endless so-called prophets and end times teachers telling you that they could prove that the rapture would happen during the Feast of Trumpets. The Feast of Trumpets is now over, and the rapture didn't happen. They keep coming up with these dates and times, and then these wars start, and they tell you that's the sign of the times. How did I know that the rapture would not happen during the Feast of Trumpets when tens of thousands told you that it would? There were endless videos, books, websites, meetings, messages telling you that it would happen then. And many said that they could prove it, and they had very convincing things. And now they tell you about all these wars. It's proof. The end's coming. We're just about there. But let's start with that again. Matthew chapter 24, beginning in verse 4, concerning these wars that they keep telling you are a sign of the end times. And Jesus answered and said to them, "See to it that no one misleads you. See to it that no one misleads you. For many will come in my name. Many will come in his name, saying, I am the Christ. Many will see that no one misleads you. For many will come in his name. They're going to say he is the Christ and will mislead many." That's what you're having in these end times. That's what you're having with all these teachers and prophets. It's misleading many. Verse 6. "And you will be hearing of wars and rumors of wars." And we are hearing now of wars and rumors of wars. And what does he say? "See that you are not frightened." So many Christians are so paranoid, so frightened, so scared about these wars and rumors of wars. He said, see that you're not frightened, for those things must take place. And then what does he say? But that is not yet the end. Wars and rumors of wars. See that you're not frightened. Those things must take place. But that's not yet the end. Verse 7. "For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and in various places there will be famines and earthquakes. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pains." There have wars and rumors of wars throughout the entire 2,000 years of the church age. Nothing has changed. He said not to be frightened. It's not the end. He said they're only the beginning of birth pains, and it's been going on like this for over 2,000 years. So we're not to be frightened by those things. But what do we know about the end times? Why do you keep getting these misled information? These so-called teachers and prophets continuously misleading you. And that's why I hate these things. It takes the saints from these places of seeking the Lord to suddenly they're emailing me, they're telling me, oh, I'm afraid. I wish I was never born. Oh, these are terrible times. That's not where we should be. But that's how they mislead many. It all takes you down the broad road to destruction. We came in the small gate. We stayed on the narrow way which leads to life. They keep leading you down the broad road to destruction. And again, what did the Lord say concerning these things? In Acts chapter 1, let's begin in verse 6. "And when they had come together, they were asking him." They've all come together. The Lord's been crucified. He's risen. He's presented himself alive. So when they had come together, now the apostles, the disciples have come together, they were asking him, saying, "Lord, is it at this time you will be restoring the kingdom of Israel?" They were saying the same things. "Lord, now are you going to return the kingdom to Israel?" And he said to them, "It is not for you to know times or seasons which the Father has fixed by his own authority." As they're asking about the end times, the first thing he says to them, it's not for you to know times or seasons which the Father has fixed by his own authority. We're not to be consumed with these things, because what does he say right after that? Verse 8, But you shall receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you. They're asking, first thing, now that he's resurrected, now that he's back, their first concern is now the end times, and now you're going to restore the kingdom of Israel? And the first thing he says, it's not for you to know. Then he says, but you'll receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you. They're concerned. They're in this overwhelming concern of the end and Israel be coming back into power and God's kingdom coming, the end times. But he takes it directly to, but you shall receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you. He takes it from these dates, these seasons, these times, straight to receiving the Holy Spirit, walking in the Holy Spirit. And you shall be my witnesses. He wants some out of that. He wants us out of that. He wants us to receive the Holy Spirit, to walk in the Spirit. And you shall be my witnesses, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria, and even to the remotest parts of the earth. That's where he took it, receiving the Holy Spirit. He shut that off. What did he say? It's not for you to know times or seasons which the Father has fixed by his own authority. It's not for you, he said. But we keep having all these teachers and preachers overwhelming us with this. And then what did Paul say? In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Now as to the times and seasons, brethren, once again, here's Paul. Now as to the times, all these dates, all these seasons, now, as to the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need of anything to be written to you. For you yourselves know full well that the day of the Lord will come just like a thief in the night. The days of the tribulations are numbered. We've seen in Revelation chapter 7, 9 through 15, that there's millions, hundreds of millions of Christians in the tribulation. They can tell you there ain't. Read the Bible. There are. We know that Israel's going to receive Christ as their true Messiah. And then the last 3.5 years of the tribulation, the Antichrist will be persecuting them as they receive Christ. They're saved. There's endless Christians in the tribulation. But he said for you yourselves know full well that the day of the Lord will come just like a thief in the night. If the days of the tribulation are numbered, and there's all these Christians in the tribulation, what's this about a thief in the night over and over? Because that's the pre-tribulation rapture. The harvest is during the tribulation. But just like in the Old Testament, before the harvest at large, the first fruits, that fruit that was ready, waiting, watching, it was ripe early. As all gardens, if you've gardened, you know there's always this fruit before the harvest is ready that is ready to be taken. And it must be taken because it's ripe. That's the pre-tribulation rapture. Those that are ready, waiting, watching. He's coming at that time when you don't know anything. You don't know the tribulation has started. He's coming as a thief in the night den. And then we read in Matthew concerning these things. All these dates, all these people telling you these things, misleading you, getting you onto the broad road to destruction, getting you into the flesh, into your mind, into fear and death and destruction. That's not what the Lord wants. He wants you to receive the Holy Spirit and to go be his witnesses. And we see in Matthew 24:36, what do we read here concerning these times? Because this is how I knew these. These people are all trying to tell you they know the date, they know the time. A lot of them even said it was going to be September 23rd. The Feast of Trumpets was from the middle of September to the middle of October. That time's come and passed. Some even gave you a date of October 23rd. Other ones, Friday the 13th during that time. There was all this stuff going to happen. It was the most uneventful Friday the 13th I've ever seen. They keep coming up with these things, and none of them are true. And he said they would come in his name, and they would mislead many. And what does it say? Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour no one knows. What day and hour? When the tribulation is going to start. When the pre-tribulation rapture happens. That's when he comes as a thief in the night. And that's what he said. That's what he's talking about. Because the tribulation days are numbered exactly. You'll know when the middle of the tribulation is. You'll know when the end of the tribulation is. Because all those days are numbered exactly. Babylon will fall in 1 hour of 1 day. That's day 1, hour 1 of the tribulation. So if he's coming as a thief in the night, it's referring to the pre-tribulation rapture, when the tribulation starts. That's what we don't know. That's when he comes as a thief in the night. That's when we're to be ready for that thief in the night. But Matthew 24:36 again. But of that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven. They're sitting there trying to tell you that they know the date. Don't listen to them. Stay away from that. They're on the broad road to destruction. They just want your attention, your views, your money, selling you stuff. That never comes true. But of that day and hour, no one knows. They gave you dates and times and seasons. Not even the angels of heaven. They don't know. No one knows. How are they giving you these dates? Quit listening to it. They're leading you. They're misleading you. They're coming in his name, and they're misleading you down the broad road to destruction. But of that day and hour, no one knows. Not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son. He don't know. But the Father alone. But they keep giving you these dates and times. They keep misleading you. They're coming in his name, but they're misleading many. Because we're to receive the Holy Spirit. We're to go and be his witnesses. We need to have that life come into these dry bones. We need to have that life come to us. We need him to breathe on us. We need to receive the Holy Spirit. Then wait upon the Holy Spirit to show us what to do, to prepare us. We should be doing nothing of our own. And then what? When does it happen, John? It comes as a thief in the night when you don't expect it. He's going to come as a thief in the night. Not with the archangel and the loud trumpet. That's not a thief in the night. That comes later. But we're waiting for the thief in the night. We're going to receive the Holy Spirit. We're going to walk with God. And then what? We walk with God in what? Genesis 5:24. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. This is going to be the remnant, the few that come out of Babylon, that hear his voice. Come out of her, my people, and prepare his way, and walk in the Spirit. Receive the Holy Spirit. Be filled with the Holy Spirit, and then walk in the Spirit. And then this is what will be said. This is what becomes of those that are ready for that thief in the night, that have their lamps lit. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him.